Yeah, hi all. Welcome to the course actually. Yeah, today we are starting DevOps with Azure actually. So in this course, as you know, um, yeah, there are a lot of things that we are discussing in regarding Azure and DevOps, and Guruschools is offering this course to you. So it will be like you will be having instructor led live training sessions and yeah, obviously you will be having a different kind of sessions that will support you to make over your resumes, your profile and all, and obviously also marketing your skills, your resume and all. So as part of our live training, industrial expert led live training, this is the very first session that we have in Azure DevOps, and I'm glad to say that this is the first batch that we have dedicatedly for Azure and DevOps. We do have a separate track for AWS and all. So I'm welcoming you all, guys. Thanks for joining the course. I hope this course will produce, like, will give you an overall idea on DevOps and Azure and how to do things in DevOps. Also, you will be familiar with Azure Cloud and other sources that we have in Azure, and it will definitely help you out. So we can have a journey. We can start our journey, and it will be like a can call it as it will be go something like that. So the courses will be like we'll be providing these kind of life sessions entire journey, and there will be some assignments, some tasks that you can do. So that is like an entire course that will provide an overview of all of these things and how to become an expert in this. So definitely, without your cooperation and without your efforts, like even the course passes, you will not be able to get things. So I assure, like I want your support to be this course that makes your profile stand out from others. Actually, personally, I do have an experience in Azure and DevOps for more than 6 and 7 years actually, and I've been working as a freelance trainer for more than 3 years actually, and I do have experiences in trainings, teaching, and also I've been part of organizing various workshops and all that. So we can
Sorry,
start.
sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
May I know your name? I didn't get your name.
yeah. I'm Sajjad. You can call me
Sajjad.
Sajjad. Yeah, Sajjad. That's AJAD. You can call me Sajjad.
Like full name, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm Muhammad Sajjad.
Hey, Assalamu alaikum, Sajjad bhai.
Yeah, since it's like a recorded session, like will be better to keep something.
All right, I
Yeah,
understood. Understood.
yeah, that's right. Okay. So yeah, yeah, and yeah. So the first session, today's session will be more theoretical or something descriptive. We can like have a discussion on that and all. And the next session onwards, yeah, it will be more into hands-on and like will be diving into the resources or the concept that we will be having in Azure and DevOps. So we can kick off our session. So before that, I just wanted to know you guys what all you are doing and what all you know about Azure DevOps and all, and what is the motive that you have joined this DevOps and all. So just wanted to know that. So yeah, currently we have two guys, right? Can you go ahead? First? You can take it as an introduction to just to understand what are things you know, what are things you have, like better understand your capabilities. So we have Abdullah here. No? So go ahead, Abdullah. Just wanted to understand how you joined here and what are your current skill set and what are your expertise and what are your. Can you explain me that?
Yeah, Sajjad. So my background, I completed my master's in IT management, although my background with bachelor's isn't with engineering or such. So I just one of my friend Sufyan, as he's on the call, he suggested me to move into IT. So I was initially planning for business analysis job BA, and then I got to know that there is a DevOps Azure training, and people recommended me, like, with Guruschools I can start as a beginner as well. Like, I did few training, small training with AWS, but that was it. I don't have any more experience other than AWS. I just know a few basics, that's it.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you have any experience, any hands-on or any experience in Linux and all?
Yeah, I did, but it was a long time ago, so I just need to get back into the loop of it.
Okay. What are things you did with Linux? Can you recall that?
Um,
It's a discussion, right? If you don't know or if whatever, yeah, let it be genuine because we are starting some journey and we need to like get maximum out of it. That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
I
So
get that. I
yeah, if you don't recall now, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I do recall, but it's not getting on my tongue.
Yeah, fine, fine. Yeah, no issues. Yeah, so yeah, thanks, Abdullah. Thanks for joining the course. Yeah, let's have this journey. And yeah, Sufyan, can you go ahead?
Yeah, my name is Sufyan Ahmed Mohammed. So yeah, I did my bachelor's in civil and recently like done my master's in information technology management. So I mean my bachelor's and I have also done my diploma as well, but those were completely with a different field. So I did my bachelor's and diploma in construction. So my background was totally construction, but I switched my major coming over here. And recently I got to know about Guru School through one of my friend. He lives in New York, so he has done Salesforce admin for with these schools, and he got placed. So um, and apart from this, before joining Guru School, I have done one of the training, but not complete. I was in the middle of the training, but that wasn't like worth for me. So I just end up the training. So that was in Azure, and that's the place from where I got to know about the Azure. That's it. And besides this, I don't have any personal experience and all. Working with Azure and all. So it's the first time taking the complete course. I just have the idea about Azure, like what Azure basically is, what are the platforms in Azure. That's it. But I don't have like any firm knowledge in Azure or any cloud.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. And obviously, do you have any Linux kind of experience?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just asking why like Linux is something like but OS. Yeah. Normally we will be using Windows and all, right? So in terms of development and programming and all, Linux will be an advantage. So that's why I asked whether you guys know or have you ever worked with Linux and all. Yeah, that's fine. Like it's but yeah, that's fine. Even if you don't know Linux much, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let's get it started with today's agenda actually. So basically, will be Guru Schools is offering this Azure Cloud and DevOps. So that is like we'll be offering introducing different tools and all in DevOps, and you will be able to understand what are cloud resources, what is cloud, what are the resources, or what are the workloads that we can deploy in Azure. And there will be some terms also, like within this journey, we'll be using some terms, exactly DevOps or cloud computing, or deployments, workloads. Yeah, there will be a lot of different uh, terms that we will be discussing in this entire journey. Yeah, but you will be getting what it is actually exactly. So yeah, I'll be explaining that too. So if you have any doubts and all, yeah, you can just like ask me. So once I'm explaining something, yeah, you can definitely interrupt, and you can ask. So that will be fine. So, and also we can take it in a manner that if you have like if you want to ask some questions or something, which means like which is related to the entire session or something, then we can bring it to the end. Otherwise, like if you have it and any doubt in between or a topic that we are discussing, then you can shoot it right up. So we can follow that. And yeah, when it comes to agenda, yeah, we'll be discussing four things. First of all, it will be the introduction to DevOps, and the second one will be understanding the DevOps culture and the collaboration. Third one is the benefits of DevOps transformation, and the final one is challenges and adopting DevOps. So the entire idea is to get awareness of DevOps, what it is, and what it will provide, what are the benefits. Also, there will be challenges. So this will be the main agenda for today. Before starting that, do you guys have any idea on what's DevOps? Anyone?
Yes, just
Uh,
the basic term of DevOps. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You can. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. You
so
have
yeah,
any
I
idea?
just know it's development and operations, something like
Operations. Okay. Yeah, so you guys at least know what it is. Like it's a combination of something. So yeah, that makes good. That feels good actually. And yeah, definitely, it is something like a collaboration. And yeah, it's a culture basically, and it needs a lot of collaboration in between. Yeah, we'll dig into it. So before that, we just do you know, guys, like we know that there are a lot of software development is happening, right? So which means, yeah, there are in the market, in the IT market, you know, there are different kind of softwares or websites or applications. A lot of millions of trillions of applications and all these things are nowadays available. And yeah, there will be definitely an effort will be there in behind, right? So collectively, a group of guys or teams, like whatever, they'll be working for a goal to develop something. And yeah, there are different aspects or different methods or strategies they will be using to achieve that goal. Definitely, right? Because if we consider a football game, there will be two teams, and yeah, definitely there will be 11 players in each team. So it's like that's a basic thing that we follow. And in terms of basics and all, right? When I'm saying, yeah, when we approach something, there will be some basics that has to be followed. If in terms of football team, yeah, we have some 11 number players to be available in that. And even if someone got red or something, or the players is not available also, like will be like that match will happen even if there are 9 players or whatever the number of players that demands actually. So what I'm trying to say is like will be definitely there will be some standards, there will be some strategies that we follow to achieve our goals. So in terms of software development, yeah, definitely there will be a work that has to be done. So that's actually SDLC. It is like you will get it from that name itself. It's a software development lifecycle. Okay. So uh, just uh, just keep in mind that it's a cycle. For what? It is for a software development. So whenever a software development is happening, there will be some life cycle and it will go through each steps actually. So this is a strategy that normally a team or a development team will be focusing, and it will tell you what all things. Okay. I'm audible. Like, do you have any issues with my voice? Can you hear me now clearly?
Yes, sir. Like it's kind of blurry.
Okay. Okay. How's now? It feels good. Let me
Um,
know if it is better. Okay.
no, sir.
Is it better now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
now it's sounds.
Okay. Okay.
better.
Hmm. So, do you heard about this software development life cycle SDLC or something like that? Do you know what
No,
it is?
no, sir.
Okay. Yeah, it is like, as I said, there will be some strategies or something that we will be following to achieve our goal. So in terms of software development, there is a life cycle. So as part of that, there are a lot of different kind of steps are there. Okay. So here, if you see, here we can say that this is, yeah, you can see there are plan, code, build, test, deploy, rate, monitor, a lot of things are there, right? So I can show you what it is exactly. So SDLC that I told you, no, that is something like a software development life cycle. Okay, that is what SDLC comes from. So that's a strategy that we will be using for deploying a software. So these are the basics that we need to understand. Okay. So even if we are following DevOps or work under development, we need to follow, like, there is some concept called SDLC, software development and life cycle, and there are different steps available. So the steps are, first one is plan, then code, then build, then test, deploy, operate, and monitor. Which means, first of all, what we will do, like if we want to develop a software, what we will do, we will definitely do a plan for it, right? So we'll be like having a plan. Okay, what all things we need to be done. For example, we can take an example of building a house. Before building a house, what will we have? We will have a detailed plan out of it, right? How many rooms we will have, kitchens or dining halls, or is there any visiting rooms, or how that entire plan that we need to build, right? Before that, we will have plan. So similarly, in software development life cycle also, we will have a plan. Then once the plan is ready, we'll start to write codes because we are building a software. So we'll code. That codes will be depending upon different like languages, either maybe Java or Python, or it will be .NET or whatever it may be. So like it will be basically coding. So in that code part, we'll be using some of the languages, and we'll be coding that, right? Once that coding is that done, for example, we are using Java or C Sharp or something like Python. Okay. any of the languages that we are using, and after using that, like we are starting coding that. Once the coding is done, we'll build it in the sense we'll make it as a package or a module that can be that can able to run. So which means if we are planning to run a website, this build will give a demo, like a sample kind of thing. We can call it as a beta or testing phase or something like that. So we'll get a product, and we need to test it whether it will accomplish the requirement, whether or it will how it will behave here when, or how it will react when a lot of requests came in. And in that kind of way, like different kind of testing will happen. Once that testing is done and we feel that, okay, this software is good to go, it will like recover from whatever, or it will restrict the issues, or it will definitely like pump, like it will remove all the issues, and that website is completely ready. Then it will deploy somewhere, like in any servers or cloud or whatever it may be, it will be deployed. Okay. Either we can say it as in a server or a shared server or in a cloud or in a service that is providing something. Somewhere it is deployed. Okay. So once it is deployed, this application or website, it will be available for public or whatever that objective is. If it is for a private means in an in-house, which means if it is a organization related application, then it will be available inside that organization itself. And if it is for a public, then it will be available for the public also. So however, it will be deployed. Once it is deployed, yeah, definitely there will be some operation has to be taken care, right? Because some patchings or maybe some latest updates, maybe this application have a new release or that kind of thing, right? So it will comes under this operate. And also there is another part is kind of monitoring, which means like we'll be keeping monitoring the application, what all things are coming, what all like what all the logs are generating, what all issues that are facing, or what all supports that we need to provide. So actually there are, if you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 phases there, right? So earlier what it is happening is, yeah, even if it is, these are the 7 phases that we will be covering, the method of approaching these 7 steps was different. Okay, so in earlier stages, do you heard about waterfall or something? Waterfall? Do you know what is waterfall?
Yeah, waterfall means the process of falling of water.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is like, so there is a model called waterfall actually. So it is like waterfall, you know, right? If there is a source, the water will be falling down, and and after residing here sometime, it will fall downwards. So this will be the flow of waterfall, right? So the same way, this is the older method or the traditional method that we will focusing while we develop an application. So this we can say that if this plan is happening here, okay, and once the plan is happening and it is done, it will start to code. Once that code is done, it will start to build, and then further it will go to test. So it is like one by one, and it is like downwards, right? And what is the main thing here that we need to notice is, once this plan is done, okay, in waterfall, if the water comes here and it falls to here, it will not came back, right? It will go here to down next in the next step. It will not comes backward, right? So the same way, once the plan is done, there is no rethinking. Only the next part is we need to do code. Once this coding is done, then we need to build. So, and then once build is done, we need to test. So it is like one, if one task is done, then the another we need to do. So there is no go back and all. That's what this waterfalls technique basically means. So do you get that idea what waterfall model is?
Yes, sir. The process of I mean,
Yeah,
it's basically it's a life cycle of any project.
yeah, it's a life cycle of an energy project, and that is the traditional one that we are using. Okay, so that is the traditional method of our strategy that they are adopting when a software team is working. This is how it will be. So once plan is done, then they will not go back to plan and replan it or re-engineering it. It will do coding next. So it will be the we can call it as a step like downward step. So as said, it's a waterfall. It will go down, and the next step also it will go down. Then so that the direction will be downwards always, and there is no comeback. So that is what actually this.
Forward once we plan.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're saying something. Yeah. Once we plan.
Yeah, I was saying that it's a process of continuously moving forward, right?
Yeah, definitely. It is. Yeah, only forward. Only forward. There is no like go back. Okay. If we have plan, we need to go forward. Then if it is done, we need to do build. And once if it is we have built, we need to test, then deploy. Like that, it will follow. So this is a traditional method. So you just you don't need to like by heart, or you don't need to understand each and every step and all. But you have to like you must understand what exactly the traditional method was. So it will help you. Okay. So that is what SDLC is. And when some kind of like as you know, there will be innovations and all in day by day, right? So in later times, what happens, right? The same duties has to be played. Like there are the same phases: plan, code, build, test, deploy, operate, monitor, but the tasks are segregated. So the plan and all will be taken care of the business team or the product owner. So they'll be doing some plannings or what all the things to be done and all. And then the this coding, building, testing, that will be taken care of development team. And this deployment, operation, monitoring, all these things will be taken care by this operation team. So now here we can see there is something like this is also like there is some segregation of tasks. So uh, we can integrate like even if they are following some waterfall model, this will be the teams that will be responsible for doing this task. So there will be a segregation of tasks, and even if it is a big project or a small project, like it is better to following this actually. So even if we are following waterfall model, yeah, there will be separate team for planning, and development team will be taking care of code build and test, and then the rest of the things will be taken care by ops team. So there is a segregation between the phases. And this is just like I just wanted to know. Actually, this is something you don't need to like understand very much. But why I have taken much time on this is like you need to understand what it is exactly and what all things are there in this life cycle. So I'll be moving. Yeah. And later what happens, right? So you heard about, yeah, plan is something like there will be it's in that, yeah, for example, if we need to deploy a website, we need to plan it, right? Example, like as I said, right, I take uh, when we are building a house, we'll be using like we'll be creating a plan of that with the help of some civil engineer or something, how many rooms it will be have.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I was asking about the business/PO. What's the PO full form.
Yeah, PO is product owner.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, product owner. Yeah. So yeah, and then comes to if you see here, you can see a segregation of a logical segregation of plan, business, product owner, and dev team, right? It is something like an agile kind of perspective. Agile means like it is taking there will be some collaboration because these tasks are taken care by different team, right? So there will be some issues, or there will be some lack of communications or collaborations or something in between. What happens, right? If they are planning something and this team don't know what like exactly the plan is, or they don't have any idea, or for example, if this business team plans something like, okay, let's build a ladder from earth to moon, we can plan it, but it is a blunder, right? So even if they plan it, they can't code it or build it, right? So if they are in collaboration or something, definitely they can bring best out of it actually. So for that, they will have a logical kind of collaboration and all, which is called agile. So that development team and this business team or the product owner will be in collaboration with them, and it will help us to do this planning as per like how we can code and how we can build, test, and all this. Considering this, they can plan and all. So it will help a lot to avoid any issues in between that will happen in between these phases. It is actually following an agile, as I said, and this is the next version. After that, waterfall on all agile happens. So agile, it is like even if we plan, they will test it out, and if they find some issues, like they can have an provision, like they can have an option to replan it. So agile is something like there will be something like we can call it as it will go like this and come like this. So there will be some code deploy test, and then code build and test, and then we if they need they can reply. So agile is that actually, and this is the two kind of aspects that we will have in terms of this software development lifecycle. And finally, we'll be looking into what is DevOps actually. So we can see that we will take development, like we will take dev from development and operate ops from operations, which means what? Definitely here we have a development team, right? So there will be some collaborations happening in between these teams. So the dev teams and the op teams will be in collaboration and in communication, and they will be tightly coupled. So they will know okay, what is deployed, and if they're facing some issues, it will be a series of things. So whenever you see DevOps or something, you will see this kind of logo. You have ever noticed that? Whenever we see DevOps, you will see some kind of logo like this.
I think I have noticed, but I didn't knew that it was for DevOps.
Okay, yeah. Actually, it is like it's showing like this. So it will be a process which is continuously happening. So it will go here, then come back. So it is kind of a series activity, series of activities. So repetitive activities. We can say that if code is happening here and build is happening here, test is happening here, deploy is happening here, operate is happening here. Okay, for example. So continuously it will be doing like coding, building, testing, deploy, operate. So it will be a repetitive task, and it will be continuously doing actually. If some new code comes, it will build, test, deploy, then it will do operate, or it will monitor, and then if there comes any new updates or something code. But so it is like a continuous flow of things actually. So that's how these operations teams and dev teams collaborate each other. So this is the basic idea of DevOps actually. And even if we integrate Agile here, we will get an entire this thing. Yeah, there are things that there are projects that are adopting Agile and DevOps. So if we say Agile with DevOps, it is like plan also. Yeah, actually plan is also here, but segregation, to understand that, it is better to have development and operations will be in tightly coupled or in collaboration. Okay. So this is what happened. Do you have any questions or anything on this?
So basically, sir, you said agile deals with the business team and the development team, right?
Yeah, definitely. Agile mainly focused on that part. It is with business or product owner with this dev team, and DevOps
So
part will be mainly on dev team plus ops team. Yeah, good.
okay. So is it a software? Agile is it like third-party software, or is it is it a tool under DevOps?
It is like, yeah, for example, I say, like I explained what is waterfall model, right? Waterfall is a model actually. It is a strategy only, not tools or something that will enable, because that we can decide, right? It's a for example, exactly, yeah, Abdullah, it's a method actually. So that we need to follow. It is not a tool or a software or something. It is like a method or a strategy that we need to follow. Same way, DevOps is also a strategy. We can call it as a culture or something that will try to incorporate in our projects. Okay, so if we are trying to start a project, we can decide whether we need to go with waterfall or agile or DevOps. So it's a culture that we need to bring it to our projects. That's what actually it is. So there will not be any particular tool for do that, but obviously there are a lot of tools that we are using in DevOps, in Agile. Yeah, there will be different tools. It is like to code what we will use. Yeah, we may use some Visual Studio, or we may use some different editor, right? Yeah, there will be a lot of tools, but it is not for that method or strategy. It is only for that particular task we will have. Okay.
So, sir, being a DevOps engineer, are we going to deal with development team and operation team? Or else like, are we going to deal with all business team, development team, and operation team?
Yeah, we'll be mostly in connection with development team, because if we are like, even we will be like part of planning and all, we don't much require that planning part and all. But mainly because even if you say see code build and test, most of things are happening here, right? That's why that much collaboration is with the team. Planning is like, yeah, if something is there, then only that we plan, right? So plan also included here, but like mostly will be collaborated in between dev team and ops team.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So yeah, then I'll be like taking some more into, there are some points that we need to consider when we discussing about this DevOps principle, methodologies and practices actually. So first one is like collaboration. So the culture of collaboration, which means, yeah, the culture of collaboration, it is like DevOps will track down the issues that will be between, like as I said, it happening in between the development team and the operation teams. It mainly works on the culture of collaboration. What means collaboration means what? Where the teams work together, right? Towards what? They will have some goals. Each team will have their own goal, right? So here they will have their shared goals. So here what will happen is teams will be working together on some shared goals rather than what that kind of isolations. So here there will be a collaboration with all. So that's what the culture of collaboration meant to be. The next is like continuous integration. It is an yeah, you will definitely like you will definitely refer these terms later also, CI, CD, IAC, yeah, this kind of thing. So when it comes to continuous integration, it is like it's a practice actually. Okay, it's a practice that we will be using in DevOps. What actually happening here? Developers frequently integrate their code into a repository. Repository means, for example, if we have a computer here and one developer is saving his code, okay, code in this system. So and there will be another developer comes in. Okay, he's also storing some code here. So we can say that they are integrating the code very frequently. Okay, so there are a lot of strategies and a lot of principles they will be using. Then there are different kind of like tools that they can use. But the thing is, we can call it as a repo. Repo means something, a storage space that we can store something. Okay. So the developers will be pushing their codes, or they will be frequently updating their code, and which is shared among all. Okay, this developer can access this repo. Okay, we can call A, B. A, B both can access this repo. So it is like it's a practice where the developers regularly integrate their code into a shared repository. So it will help, but it will help to identify and address the integration issues. Because if this guy is adding a code and this guy is adding another code, then we will get the issues right away, right? We will get that issue right away while we doing the code. So it will help what? It will leading us to find it, and it will help us to be stable and more reliable when we take some build. Okay, so this integration is like whenever if it is happening simultaneously, they can like identify the issues whatever they have and they can solve it. That's what this integration, continuous integration part will bringing to. When it comes to continuous delivery, it is like it is an extension of this continuous integration, which means it's a delivery process. Okay, like it allows the teams to deploy the code, whether into like any server or something, they will deploy the code, right? So we will have some environments and we'll be deploying that code into some environments. Yeah, do you heard about development, UAT, prod and all? Do you know what it is? Do you ever heard about this? Development, UAT, prod?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I'll come to that. Actually, it is kind of segregation of this services, which means, yeah, okay, Abdullah. Yeah, it is like even if we have a website, okay, even if we have a website, there will be at least 3 versions of it. Okay, one is for the public. So we can call it as broad variant. Okay, which means public will have access that. So this will not have any issues or something. For example, the Amazon website that we are seeing, it is a broad version. So public is seeing is they are accessing it, they are ordering it, whatever they can do, they can do. Okay. And there will be a UAT, which is like this is basically for some kind of testing. Okay. So the public will not have access to this. only the testing teams or the engineering teams will have access to it. Okay, so it will be an exact replica of this prod, but it will be dedicatedly for this testing purpose. And also there is a development version of this, which means they will be bringing up some new features, which means they can like there will be different kind of integrating Amazon Prime or adding some features like pay later or user profile or something like that. So there will be a three versions basically, and it will be depend upon that project itself. There will be something like in between. You can call it as pre-prod. Pre-prod is something like before prod. Okay, so there will be another version. So it all are different version, and the software teams will be doing like each of this will be assigned to respective community. Community means public will have access to prod. Pre-prod maybe some testing or final validations or security kind of things will be happening here. So it is kind of environmental segregation to do a lot of things. Okay, that's what actually dev UAT prod pre-prod that kind of thing means. So gets it?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So then
So,
that's
sir,
yeah.
yeah, sorry for interrupting. So,
Yeah.
as you said, like continuous integration, like CI. I mean, you said like repo, right? So, repo basically is a repository. I mean, the storage, right?
Yeah,
So,
storage
what?
means yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, what kind? I mean, in real life scenario, like where can we see the continuous integration? I mean, you said it's in storage, right?
Yeah.
Where we are putting up the code. But
Yeah.
how, like, can you give me example, like, on three of us, like how basically the continuous integration, like, works on in a real life?
Yeah. It is like yeah, definitely. And here, mm, actually, this continuous integration will comes out. It is like we can call it as once the code is so basically, see, we'll be storing some code here. Okay, we can some technology. Okay, either it's a laptop or something. Okay, for now, and like we will be definitely elaborating this later, but just understand for now. So we'll be storing some code somewhere. We can either it in a laptop or something. Okay, that's fine. Or in Google Drive or whatever. Somewhere we are storing it, and repeatedly, like different people are storing it here. Okay. And but it is this may be different, like either it will be cloud based, or maybe it will be not like there will be chances that we can have some kind of setup in on premises, but yeah, it will be cloud or on premises, local, whatever it may be. Some code will be some kind of space will be there to store the code. So the guys will be the developer teams will be pushing the code one by one, and they can have like they can find out the issues what is happening right away when they are having this integration, which means they will be integrating the code with all of these guys, right? So there may be some issues, so they will be discussing it and they will like solve it right away. So it is like that only. Definitely we will come to this later in this journey, but it is just understand continuous integration will be happening in this step. That's what you need to understand for now. Okay. And Sarfaz, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So basically, like, is it a store? I mean, it's a storage where, I mean, where different codes will get to collaborate, right? Get to intersect with each other.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay. So this continuous integration will be the process that will be done inside that storage piece. Okay. So the integration will be happening. If we found any issues or integration, then it can be resolved right away here. That's the advantage. Okay.
Oh, okay. It's just a process. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, as I said, no, all are practices only. No, all are not like continuous integration is not a tool. Delivery is not a tool. Okay, all are actually a practice, and there will be some tools that like it will help us to do this activity. Okay, when it comes to infrastructure as code, it is not a tool actually, but there are tools that will help us to do this. That's what it is. And yeah, and once this continuous delivery happens, then yeah, definitely infrastructure as code. That is something like a practice that we will follow to manage and provision an infrastructure. Okay, it is using a code. Okay, we can use code, and what we can do, we can use code and we can provision and manage infrastructure. So there will be different tools available for that. So we can like use that. There are AMP templates. It is AMP template. AMP template is basically native for Azure, and there is Terraform. Terraform is something, a language. It's a IAC tool that we can use for multi-providers. Okay, multi-cloud. So whether it is AWS, GCP, or Azure, you can go for Terraform. Also, there is some configuration thing is there, Ansible, and there are Puppet, and yeah, a lot of tools are available. We will come to that later. And the next is automated testing. Automated testing means like it is like a various stages. As I said, it is a testing is a part of SDLC. It will be the testing will be happening, and there are different kind of test, unit test, integration test. There are different kind of testing will be happening. So it will be there. So a process for this will be available there. And the next is like monitoring and logging. It is like in monitoring and logging, like we will get like data from the existing infrastructure, right? We can monitor, and with the logs also, it will help us to find issues, or we can find out what all the issues that is going on, and we can resolve it very quickly and proactively. So that is the practice that we will follow. One of the practice that we will follow in DevOps. So logging will be there and monitoring will be there. So it will help us to find issues and then resolve it. And in time, like we can quickly do that, and in terms of proactivity, we can do that. Also, in terms of feedback loops, it is like something like it is, and they're going through this SDLC steps once again. So it will be taking feedbacks from the different stakeholders, means from the client or from the customers regarding different kind of performance. Also, what all the things that we need to improve. So all those kind will be taken care in this feedback part. Okay. And as I said, DevOps tools. As I said, there are a lot of tools available. And this, if we need to follow DevOps practices, as I said, there are Jenkins, Travis. Yeah, there are a lot of tools. Like you will not be familiar with these terms and all, but yeah, you will be able to understand what it is in this journey. So we'll be discussing very like a lot of tools here. So it will help us to like implement this DevOps practice in your project. Okay, and in terms of scalability and resilience, yeah, it will DevOps always try to build systems that are scalable or resilient. Whenever some changes is happening in workload, or some failure is happening, or something is happening, it is like mainly into redundancy, implementing some scaling point of view, and also performing some disaster recovery kind of thing. So we will be practicing that also. And at last, yeah, there will be learn principle. Learn principle is something like it is like reducing some kind of waste or optimizing some processes or something like that. Okay, or continuous improvement we can say. So these are the main like practices that will be incorporating when we use DevOps practices in a project. Okay, so like yeah, definitely we will be covering each practices, and yeah, we'll be using that in the journey. But this is the entire idea. These are the components. Actually, we don't need to like focus this much on this now, because we'll be following all of this in the coming sessions actually. And yeah, obviously there are different aspects also. As I said, communication and collaboration is one of the main aspect that we need to follow, because transparency is required in between. So in between operations, development teams, and also between the relevant teams, we need like that kind of collaboration and communication. What's the advantage of this? Definitely, it will help us to solve the problems very easily, very in a faster manner. It will give us some innovations, and it will increase the productivity too. So that is one of the aspect that we will have in DevOps. Let me take a gulp of water. This session will be like morely on theory, like concepts and all. From next onwards, yeah, most of all we will be discussing from this. Like we will not mostly we will not have any PPTs and all, because it is not that kind of session actually. So in communication and collaboration, yeah, definitely we will have, as I said, it will give some problem solving skill, like faster that problem solving. It will promote innovation. It will enhance overall productivity and all. Shared responsibility is something like, as I said, no, there will be responsibility for all the streams. So like it will not give a dedicated this responsibility for development team only, for operation team only. So it will be no independent responsibility will be there. Everything will be shared. So collectively they need to do, and obviously they need to collaborate each other. Then it will help that among the team, and they can achieve the common goals. Okay, and then the next is trust and empowerment. Okay, these are the aspects. Just understand what it is. So just just think about it. That's it. We don't need to like dig in too much. And trust and empowerment, which means, yeah, as we know, trust is a very foundational thing that we need to have in a DevOps. Even if it is not DevOps, trust is very much needed, right? So trust has to be there in between teams also to fulfill their responsibilities, whatever they need to do. Also, the decision they're taken, and they have to contribute to the success of the project, right? So DevOps definitely encourage that kind of trust, and also empowering the team members to like ownership, to take that ownership of their work. So it is like they can have some new ideas. Also, they can improve their processes. Also, they can like there will be accountability for this also. So it will be like better to have such kind of trust and environment in their DevOps aspects. Also, as I said, transparency and visibility is one of the key that we need to follow, because it is very much needed to understand the things. It will like help us to understand what it is among members too, among the team members too. So transparency and visibility is one of the things that we need to have to understand. and we need to adopt actually. The next is like continuous learning and improvement. This is the one of the main advantage, because when in terms of learning and all, it is a culture that we have to learn continuously. Okay. So because that improvement is happening one by one and we need to learn. So that engineer has to be updated. Like also, yeah, there will be failures happening in between. We need to study from that failures and we need to like take it as an opportunity and learn new things. That's one of the aspects that we will be having in this DevOps. Also, cross-functional teams. Cross-functional teams means, yeah, even if there will be teams which will have diverse kind of skills, right? So cross-functional teams, like it means teams can collaborate very closely, and they can work closely, and like they will be understanding new things. Like even if we need to check with your quality analysts or other stakeholders or something, and it will help a lot actually. And the last is like feedback and reflection. This is like more important, as I said. We need to regularly seek some of the end users, stakeholders, and all to identify which area we need to improve and what all changes that we need to do in our existing project. So it is one of the aspects that we need to follow. So these are all the aspects that we will have in at DevOps. Okay. So just keep in mind that that's it. Like we don't need to like define what it is, because we are going out for an exam or something, right? You will be going for a work and only need to understand what all things will come under this. At last, we will be discussing the benefits. So in benefits, yeah, definitely, as we said, there are a lot of benefits in this DevOps area. Okay, I'm audible, right? Because I'm not able to.
Yeah, yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are following, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is like a theory kind of thing, and just you guys need to understand this. That's it. And
Okay, sir.
okay, so when it comes to this benefits, it's like accelerated release cycles, which means what is a release cycle? It is like we can call it as a deployment. Okay, so deployment will be very much faster. Okay, so like as you said, it is a repetitive task. In each updates, software releases will be there, and it is in a more frequent and reliable manner. So we will try to automate every stages we will have. So it will like as I said, the build, test, deployment, all these things will be happening in between in an accelerated manner. Okay, so in DevOps, like in a month also, yeah, there will be different release cycles, or in a weeks. Okay, so with the help of automated tasks, so there will be accelerated release cycles happening. Also, the deployment, yeah, as per the release, yeah, definitely there will be increase the frequency of deployment. So that main advantage is like the end users will get the latest update very soon. Okay. It will be doing with the help of CI/CD pipelines and all. So we will discuss it later. So just understand that we will have a deployment in much more frequency. And definitely the other thing, yeah, I already mentioned what is a collaboration between teams. So one, if due to actually due to this collaboration and communications, this releases deployments is happening. So it will definitely increase the collaboration between the teams. So eventually what happens, definitely the quality of the product will be enhanced, because it is testing day by day, it is deploying day by day. Also they're planning, they are thinking, they are collaboratively working. So it will give us a improvement in their product quality. So it will definitely give us enhanced product in quality. Okay. And definitely we will be having a faster time to market. Time to market is something like if we started plan till deploy, there will be a time, right? A time gap will be there. So this time gap will be reduced because there will be automated process, and also there are collaborations and communications happening. So the time to market will be reduced. In older models, if it is taking 1 year to complete a project or a like a product to be live in the market, in DevOps, yeah, definitely it will be shrinked into months. And if we can, yeah, definitely if we can do it in weeks also, if it is possible, because the product and all, if it is like helping us to do so, yeah, we can have it in weeks also. And definitely there it will reduce operational cost because it will help organizations to mainly optimize the resource utilization, because we are automating more. Most of the tasks we will be automating. So while automating, yeah, we can use we can reduce the cost also. We can optimize in the different verticals. So it will be very helpful for that. So it is like, yeah, definitely cost saving method. So organization will go for that also. And at the last, yeah, it is like increased innovation and experimentation. That as I said, that teams will get an opportunity to innovate, to test, to experiment. So by the end of the day, if we have DevOps in practice, yeah, definitely we will have increased innovation and experimentation with us. So these are the main benefits that we will get from there. And challenge, when I comes to challenge, yeah, I'll quickly go through this. It is like the resistance to change is something like, yeah, as I said, there are changes is happening frequently, right? So if someone who is like working there, which is like which can't learn, is not interested in learning, or a team which is not tempting to keep updated, then it will be a resistance, right? So that will make a challenge. Also, the issues that will be happening in an organization level, that will make those issues. Also, the cultural barriers, because cultural barriers means in terms of trust or communication issues, or like they are like not interested in adopting these DevOps practices or building a DevOps culture. That kind of cultural barriers will make a challenge. Also, the skill gaps, definitely. If we need to automate or if we need to implement something, we need to have that skill, right? So if we don't have that, yeah, that's definitely a challenge. So, and also the legacy infrastructure. Yeah, there will be a legacy kind of infrastructure that we will have that is already there in organization or that we are following. So if we are not if we are not if the team or that entire organization is not letting trying to update this, then it will cause issues, right? It will be definitely a challenge for the DevOps teams to change this practice. And the complexity and tooling, actually, yeah, as I said, there are a lot of tools. There are a lot of tools available in this DevOps. So that's why there are, if we take integration, lot of tools are available. IAC, lot of tools are available. Monitoring, lot of tools are available. So there are a lot of tools. So the complexity of that makes some challenges. But what we will be doing is we'll be taking the best tools in the market. So once we are familiarized with that, that could be fine. Like it will help us a lot. And And in terms, yeah, I'm coming to the last point, complaints and regulatory concerns. It is like, and in the industries, yeah, they'll be having something. Definitely, they will be having something which is complies to their securities or their regulatory terms and conditions, their governance, or like implementing something like there's maybe like issues when they are trying to implement the DevOps practices into their products and all for their projects. So that kind of challenges also will happen. Okay, so today, like mainly we discussed the overview and what are the challenges, what are the benefits, that kind of view. It is like completely a theoretical knowledge and all. You don't need to deep dive into it, but just to understand and try to go through the recordings to once I'm sharing that. So it will give an entire idea on that. Okay. Guys, do you have any questions on this?
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. Do you have any questions on this? Like any questions?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I had a question. So I just want like an honest answer. Is that with my almost like nil background knowledge with DevOps, do you think 3 months of training will definitely help me moving forward, or what? Like, how is it gonna work for me who has no knowledge in coding and no knowledge with
Okay.
DevOps?
Yeah, that I can say. So coding is not actually required here. Okay. The
Okay.
first part is coding is not needed. Even like I am with not much coding. Okay. Later by year and year, I like familiar with like I used to that coding. Okay. So coding is not needed. So it is like a culture, and that culture we need to understand. Okay.
Okay.
So we need to use some tools. For example, if we take our smartphone, there are a lot of applications installed in it, right? WhatsApp, Facebook,
Mhm.
YouTube, Instagram. There will be calculator. There are utility tools, games, and all. Yeah, there are a lot of tools, right? Applications, right? Initially, we don't know how to do that, right? But eventually, we will do that, right? So
Mhm.
DevOps is like something similar to that. So there will be different tools. So that amount of time that you will be putting into, okay, it will definitely help you to sort it out. Like it will be, like it will help you to achieve it actually. So you will get the idea what it is. You can do the things actually. You can practice. Even if yeah, I'll be asking that also. Like we'll having sessions, three sessions in a week. Okay, we'll be having
Okay.
some tasks. We'll be like giving some assignments. So, and even if after this call also, you will be getting time. You will like research what it is. Try your 100. I'll call it as you need to put your 150%. Then,
And what days are the classes gonna be? Like the 3 days?
yeah, it will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Done.
Okay, the same time. Same time it will be happening.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like and definitely if you follow this you can make it. You
All
don't
right,
need to.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, because the only thing that I want is your hard work.
Mhm.
If you are doing that, yeah, definitely you guys can do that. I can assure that, because provided you need to do your homework actually. Okay, so you will be getting a lot of tasks, and if you can, because there are a lot of repositories, a lot of like a sea of knowledge is there. No? So we need to understand what you need to learn. Your in this journey, we will know which tool you need to understand, which tool you need to study, which tool we need to use. Okay, so it will help us to learn better rather than going a lot of tools, right? So it is like and learning by doing is the main thing that we do. So definitely, yeah, it will help you.
So, sir, basically in a real life scenario, what exactly does the DevOps engineers do, and what exactly they do? Um, I mean, what are the process like they would go through? Can you just give me a clarity on it? Like, what are the roles? I mean, the procedure, the job procedure. So,
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
bit confused about like what exactly we have to do on job site.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can explain you that. I think it will take some more time. Yeah, yeah, but that's it. So basically, there are developers, okay, developers who will be developing like a coding or something, right? So once this term is doing some coding, they will keep it in some kind of storage. And DevOps team, what they will do is normally they will fetch this code and they will use that code and they will do some practices or they will do some steps and task here and they will deploy here. Okay, deploy in the website or something. Okay, they will also monitor. Also, like they will be by checking if they are facing some issues, they will be troubleshooting. So a lot of things will be taken care of that by a DevOps engineer. So it is like it is not only a task only, but DevOps engineer will be a part of different parts. So once the code is there, they will put it, take it and publish. Then they will monitor. They will troubleshoot issues. They will then like new releases come. They will like doing this. So it is not a manual process. What they will do is to deploy, they will use some tools, okay, to automate that. They will use, for example, they will use tool A. To monitor, they will use tool B. To troubleshoot, sometimes they use some tools, okay. So they will be familiar, like they will be handy with some tools and they'll be using that. So the main thing is, once the code is ready, we need to make it available like in the application. So the application has to be ready and we need to support if any issues comes, we need to monitor. That all things that we need to do. When I say it in a like concise manner, and I can explain later also what, and you will be understanding that when we like going through this journey. Do you get a like a simple idea?
So, sir, is it like we are taking a code from developers and then we are doing something else? We are, I mean, altering it and we are giving them back to the developers. Is it what exactly does the DevOps engineer do in the real life?
No, we are not giving back. It is like if see, developers will be pushing code, right? So code is here. Then we will take it and publish it to the website, and we'll be monitoring that. After that, we found that okay, there is an issue. Okay, then we will tell developer, okay, there is an issue. You need to solve it. So they will code it again, and it will code to like push it to that storage once again, and then we will rebuild it. Then it's a cycle now. And even if there is a new release, for example, they will be troubleshooting it and like that is resolved. They may be having introducing a new version or something. Then new code will be here. Using that new code, we need to deploy this like we need to update this website, right? You can see that the Amazon website that we see 5 years ago is not the current one we are seeing now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so there will be updations going on. So if they are facing some issues, definitely like developers will be updating that also. So there will be updating repeatedly. So plan, test, and all things will be going on continuously. Okay. So the engineer will be in. That's why the collaboration with the developers is very much important.
Okay.
Okay, that's why that
And
yeah, go on.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, this is kind of. It's a separate topic though. So the thing is, sir, let's say after completion of this Azure course,
Hmm.
would we be able to like deal with the AWS as well and the GCP as well? Because they are, I mean, those are just the platforms, right?
Yeah,
And
that's what. See, for example, this web, this web can be deployed in Azure or in AWS or in GCP or any cloud. Okay, this monitoring is done by something else. So it is like, but any of these like these providers are providing lot of services actually. So we will be either selecting Azure or AWS or GCP or something like that. So it is like if even if you are like good in DevOps with Azure also, yeah, definitely you can go with AWS or GCP and all, because only some naming will be different, but the concept will be same. If you are familiar with Azure, then you can go with AWS or GCP easily. You can understand it. You will get it actually.
okay, sir.
It is irrespective of that providers, because the concept is like only there is only one concept. Okay, so the resources would be, yeah, for example, Maruti has some cars, right? Maruti is a automobile company. They are producing some cars. Also, Benz is providing. Toyota is providing. All are cars, right? But they do have some changes in their models. That's it. All are same. So if someone who can drive Swift or Maruti and all, definitely they can ride a Toyota. But there may be an automatic or a manual transmission or something will be there. Only that changes will be there. You got my point?
Yeah, the concept will be same.
Yeah, concept will be, yeah, only that like there will be some terms and maybe like in Azure, if they are providing two services in a single resource, maybe AWS is providing two services in two resources. It is like that, but the concept is
Okay, sir. Okay.
okay. Thanks. I think we are done for today.